Today will be a great team meeting. Nimish and I practiced this morning. Just kidding. We don't need to practice.
No practice.
Practice.
You'll see. No practice.
No practice. It will be very natural. So we are very excited. Great topic today. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Thank you, everyone online, for joining us as well. My favorite part, bucket fills.
Oh.
Or if you are new to our organization and you would like to introduce yourself, maybe this is your first team meeting, this is a great opportunity to do so as well. So let's start with Liska.
This is personal. I just celebrated my 6-year anniversary.
Hey. Awesome. Who else? New babies, new car, biggest listing, biggest sale, vacations, divorce, new car.
It's not my biggest listing to date, but I have a $929,000 house coming on the market in a couple of weeks in Siena.
All right.
My name is Mahmoud, and I'm actually a newbie, I'd say. I'm still studying the course, so hopefully I'll be with you soon.
Yeah, thank you for joining us today.
Looking forward to having you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Dedrick Meeks. I'm new to Keller Williams as well, new to real estate and everything, and I'm looking forward to being a part of a great team. Let's do it.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Anybody else?
Isaac, I'm calling you out.
Hi, my name's Isaac. Just signed on a couple weeks ago. I'm new here, so.
Welcome. Hey, Nimesh, while you're there, Claudia, new agent right there.
Hello, good morning. My name is Claudia. I came back to Keller Williams. I signed up in 2018 and I'm back.
Yeah, was with us 2018. Now she is back with her team. Very excited to have her. Also,
Somebody's really
Miss Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
go ahead.
this is Nina, and I'm new to Keller Williams and new to real estate.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
I'm brand new. So I was a little reluctant to get back into open houses because our weekends are so busy. But as the market is what it is, we're back to the basics. So we did an open house for Robbie and for Angela. One person came to Robbie's listing that I was doing. One person. And then I invited that person to the next open house, which was Angela's. They came on my recommendation, loved the house, made an offer, got under contract with Angela here in our office, and we're listing their property.
Sweet. So open houses do work,
Open
is what I'm
houses do
hearing.
work. You just have to put yourself in front of as many opportunities as you can.
Love it. What a great story.
Yeah, buyer, listing their property.
Buyer and listing.
And for doing co-op with Angela here in the office.
Love it.
Fantastic. Good
Hey, out of
job.
curiosity, though, you said it was Robbie's listing that originally?
His house that I was listing up that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Usually you get better turnouts when there's actually a building on the property. Oh. Right. You're probably gonna get one guy. Yeah, one person.
Yes. All right. Anybody else?
Carrie,
Yes,
anybody else?
Carrie? No?
Oh,
Okay.
I have one to share.
All
all right. We're twisting your arm.
I have a listing that's 2 weeks old now. It's about 4,400 square feet in Weston Lakes. It was finished in November of 2023. It's either 4 or 5 bedroom, 4.5 bath. I just say 1 story, 3-car attached garage on over an acre.
All right.
And it's a great deal. It's right under 1.5.
Great deal.
I'm gonna write a check.
Perspective matters. All right.
Does.
I would like to invite our lunch sponsor. Thank you. Come on up, Josh.
Hey everybody, good to see everyone again. You guys know I like to come every couple of months just to see your faces again. Appreciate you having me back. So I have some flyers for you guys to take. I do have some inventory on the ground. I have a desperate plea to all of you. These first 3 on this sheet, I have got to get rid of, okay? They are beautiful homes, but I've had them for way too long. They are 3 model home plans. So I don't typically carry the same plan 3 times, right? So we've had some really bad luck on a few of them. where we've built them for customers and we unfortunately got them back. Okay. So I need to get rid of these homes so I can start some more. Also, I want to get rid of them because I will only be in Meridiana for probably another 6 to 7 months. Shea Homes is moving out of Meridiana, so we are in our last section. And then I will be going to a community in League City called Legacy. Okay. If you're not familiar with League City, I will still continue to come around here because I love you guys as agents and I would love for it to continue to work with you. If you haven't heard, Shea Homes was ranked and voted as the new home builder of the year for 2024 by the Greater Houston Builders Association. Thank you very much. So we're extremely excited about that. You'll see us leaning into that because we really want more and more people to come out and see what a Shea Homes actually is. And from a personal level, I would like to thank you guys because I was actually voted and awarded the Shea Homes Salesperson of the Year last year. Thank you very much. And that was because of you guys. It really was. I do not do any of this business without agents. It's essentially 80 to 90% of my business, which is why I really love coming and seeing all you guys and getting to know you better and telling you more about the Shea Homes product. We are offering $25,000 towards closing cost incentives. You can use that towards builder buy downs, extended rate locks, whatever you need it to be. That is for inventory as well as new home builds. Okay, you can use that towards whatever you need it to be. We are also offering $5,000 BTSAs on every single one of our inventory homes right now across the board.
Nice.
Okay, so we've got a lot of money to give away. Okay, all I need you to do is bring your clients out, make me some good offers that we can work with, and we will make some people some great deals. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir. My inventory right now is starting at about 675. So a little higher end of the process. We will definitely work on some of those. The ones that I really need to get rid of are right around that 750 mark. But again, they've been sitting on the market. Just make me some good offers that we can kind of work with. We've been getting offers on them, but they've been really, really low. Okay. So as long as we can kind of get into the same ballpark, we will make some deals for some people. Yes, sir. Sure.
You mentioned that they have been sitting, you held on to them, and you said all three of them you had contracts on, you got back. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? The reasons why you got them back? Are they saying different reasons?
For a number of different reasons. Usually it's financing, right? Okay. So we'll get into a situation where they'll be approved for the loan on the front end by the time we finish building the home, which does for Shea Homes take between 8 to 10 months. Okay. We do not throw up homes in 6 months. Okay, it is going to take us a little bit of time to go through the process and provide you a little service along the way. But by the time we got to that closing, either the financing fell through or the payments kind of changed and weren't what the client wanted anymore. There's a number of different reasons why we would have gotten them back, unfortunately. So, yeah. And typically with that, when that happens, we will work with the client as best as we possibly can to kind of make sure that that can still work for them. But at some point in time, sometimes we're just too far apart and we can't make it work, unfortunately. But that means a good deal for your clients. So bad for us, good for you. Okay.
Awesome.
Any other questions? Perfect. You guys enjoy lunch. Please take a flyer. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can get me my cell phone numbers on here. Please feel free to call or text or whatever you need. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right, moving right along. Few classes and events coming up. Nimesh, you want to cover it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure I've got some help in this. You want to come up here? Book club, who was doing is, I know Heather was here a second ago.
Right
yeah, you want to come talk about book club?
Yeah,
real quick?
tell us.
Yep. And then, yeah, let's go. Here we go. Let them, baby, let them. Oh, look at that. She's ready. She's got visual aid.
Okay, y'all, we're super excited. We're super excited about this. If you haven't done book club with us before, we have a lot of fun, y'all. So this one's going to be 8 weeks. It's every Tuesday, starting next Tuesday, 1 to 2 o'clock. I am a big believer in how valuable your time is, especially in this industry. So if you show up to book club, you will definitely get something tangible to take back with you that you can use in your business. And this one's a little bit different because you can also pivot to your personal life. Things that are happening in your personal life with your kids, your family, extended family, clients, all the things. So this covers a lot of bases for y'all. If you have any questions about this, go to Amazon. If you're kind of on the fence, like, I don't know if I want to do it or not, go to Amazon and read some of those reviews, and that'll probably quickly change your perspective. So really great book. We got to hear her last year at Family Reunion. She was fabulous in person, and this book is just a reflection of that. So we can't wait. We're excited. You just need to bring the book to the first meeting. You don't have to read ahead. We'll give you the schedule then of all the fun we're going to have. So hope to see y'all there.
Awesome. Thank you,
Cheers.
Heather.
Cheers to new books. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Heather. All right, Shredding Hunger is almost here. If you guys haven't sent this out already, you guys have this in your inbox, but send this out to all of your people. You're missing a marketing opportunity. So we also need a few more volunteers. So super easy. It's an hour and a half. And you come, you're going to help take some papers out of cars or help grab some canned goods. Super simple. And you're feeding the hungry at East Fort Bend Human Needs. So go ahead, sign up for this. And then do we have the next? Can I do the next one real quick? Perfect. Red Day. Awesome. So Red Day. Red Day is coming up. In front of all of you in here, you've got the flyer. There's a QR code on the flyer. This year, we're helping Neary's Promise. It's a nonprofit in North Richmond. For those of you who know North Richmond, it's just north of the city. It's on the other side of the tracks. It is impoverished, to say the least. And what we're doing is we're helping Neary's Promise. Neary's Promise provides security for the insecure. So there's kids in this area, about 60 to 80 that get fed every single lunch and every single dinner. If they don't get fed by Neary, they don't get fed. So she also has clothes. She has a food pantry. She provides, her and her team provide for this community. And it is something that is near and dear to my heart. I've known Neary for a very long time. It also provides a safe space. So there's a little soccer field there, some basketball courts, someplace for people to come, congregate, be with each other, be a community, but do it in a safe way. So we're going to be helping out Neary. We're going to be doing some painting, some power washing. We're putting a sign up in her front yard, but don't worry. There's also stuff for everybody else. So we have some organizing needs as well. If you're great at organizing, we definitely need that help. Writing thank you notes for her on her behalf. All of these things are going to help free up what she's already doing. She's going to be able to shift and do even more for this community. So as a part of Red Day, as a part of Keller Williams, we need you guys to join in, sign up. Food is provided, breakfast, lunch, snacks. And so there's 2 shifts on that, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So get your phones out, sign up. And if you have any questions, come see me at 12:30 in the large conference room. I'll be there.
Well, Brett, I want to add something because I think it's important. If you are like me, and maybe you're not, this was fantastic, polished, did not necessarily speak to you. So this morning I asked Brett, I said, can you tell me more about them? What does this even mean? Like, let me look it up. Where is it on a map? And so then I saw it and I look at the angle. I'm like, whew, I never visited this side of Richmond. I don't know why, but I never did. And just to find out that as what he means by helping approximately 80 children to have lunch is because the parents are drug addicts. Or it means that the children are simply, or the parents are not involved at all, but the system cannot take them because they still have housing and the parents still have jobs. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And so I think now I feel the energy, it has shifted. Would you agree that this is an excellent organization that helps children in need? And that's who we want to partner up with because it is happening in our backyards. And this is how we can make an impact in our community. So thank you so much for registering and helping us. We believe that we can make it an excellent day and truly make a difference for the kids that are being part of it. Yes, ma'am.
We can definitely get some food supplies going, clothing supplies. They essentially need everything. So Neary, what she does, in addition to the daily grind of every single day doing lunch, doing dinners, right? They also have a food pantry that families can come in and shop. They also have a clothing area where then they don't have clothes or blankets or pillows, right? So she has other areas that we can store these things until they're needed. Okay. She also gives out just toys for birthdays, you know, because these kids don't get them. Okay. And I'm getting a little choked up. So good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
bought, a box of macaroni and cheese or
Yeah.
just something for kids for their snacks or something.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. Right. So anything that you can bring would be very helpful. So any non-perishable food items, right? Nothing that needs to be refrigerated, of course. But non-perishable food items are always going to be welcome. Clothing that is in good condition is always going to be welcome.
We will get all the info. Why don't we
I'll
get
get
it?
all that for you guys. Yeah. So and then we'll put it out in an email for you guys. Sound good?
Right.
All right. I
Thank
expect to
you.
see you guys-
Are we able to bring our own children to volunteer as well, teenagers?
Yes. So if they're older, we don't want to babysit, but everybody that's older that can actually, jump in is going to be more than welcome.
Yes.
Perfect. She's 19. Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, that's
Thanks.
perfect.
I think that's perfect.
We'll take 2 of those. Yeah.
All right.
Wait,
One more time.
You were asked up to? Oh. Apparently. Oh, we just forgot.
You forgot to delete it. All right. Hey guys, for those of you guys who don't know who I am, my name is Brandon. I have the distinct pleasure of being the Keller Williams Young Professionals Houston chapter president. It's a mouthful at once. And so our next big event that we are talking about is a trip to Chicago, and we're doing what we consider our family reunion type style deal, where we have great speakers. I think Rashana Scott, who's a big flipper out in Chicago, who does I think 360 deals a year, is one of our keynote speakers as well this year. And she's someone who's phenomenal. I've been following her on Instagram for a while now, and she is a phenomenal person to hear from. And I want to extend the invitation to invite you guys as well. It's a little bit cheaper than some of the other events that we offer every year. I think $125 for KWYP members and $150 for non-YP members. And then I know Houston chapter is also getting a big Airbnb as well to help alleviate some costs as well. So if you guys are interested, come find me. I look forward to seeing you guys in Chicago.
When is your next local event?
Our next local event will be in June for Boots on the Ground. So that's where we are hosting a happy hour mixer for everybody in the Houston area as well. That is our next local event.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you. What is the motto? Youth is what?
Age is just a number. The vibe is youthfulness.
That's right. All right, Greg.
How's everyone doing? Hey, how you doing? My name is Greg St. Ford. Come on, man. Jeez. My name is Greg St. Ford. I'm your marketing director here at the office. Just gonna go a quick few updates and things for you to know. So one thing that might be really helpful for, or should be helpful for a lot of you guys, is I'm doing a class on Canva. So that's gonna be at KW Signature. It's May 13th. I'm making sure you guys know ahead of time. Huh? Oh, that's Signature. What did I say? Oh yeah, what was that? KW Signature, right? So it's
Our sister office.
His assistant
Gloria.
office, right? So it's gonna be expecting a full house. We had a lot of people registered already. So go. Oh, I'm in the way again every week. So yeah, it's gonna be a great class. We're gonna go through some basics. We're gonna go through how to use the free account and maximize that. We're gonna go into how to maximize the pro account. At the end of the class, the goal is for you guys to have some of your own templates that you can utilize. So I know a lot of you sometimes you need templates for your listings, your open houses, even your buyer seminars, things like that. So the goal is to empower you to have your own content that you can use. Of course, my team is always there to still support you, but I know some of you want to do it yourself, and I want to make sure you have that information. So it's going to be about like an hour and a half. So bring your laptop. I'll have some information. I'm going to send it to you ahead of time, and even more information I'll send you afterwards. So that's May 13th, 2 p.m. at KW Signature. Just some things to know, reminder. So we do have the listing marketing service that we do complimentary for all of you guys. The services that we include in the listing marketing is something that you can include in your listing presentation. So sometimes agents ask that, like, can I include that? The answer is yes. So you can tell your sellers, hey, these are some of the things I'm gonna do as part of my marketing strategy to support the increased visibility of the listing. So keep that in mind, that's the thing. We're making some updates as well to the email campaign system that we have. So no, I know we do send it out to a lot of contacts. We send out whatever, 20, 30,000 emails per week. So we're trying to have a better system for reporting. So we're working on a login system. So you guys be able to log in and see the results of your email campaign and actually see the numbers yourself and also download the list so that can happen a lot faster. Some of you do request the list, some of you want the numbers. But once again, I want to make sure you're empowered to get that data on your own. So give it about, let's say 30 to 60 days for us to roll that out because it takes time because of the mass amount of content we send out. But within 30 to 60 days, we'll have it out. The new system, unfortunately, will not have the old data, so keep that in mind. We won't be able to transfer that, but going forward, you'll be able to see the results of your campaign on your own. So I'm excited about that. I think it'll make a big difference in how you do your business. And also when you're following with your sellers and you want to talk to them about the results, you'll be able to do that as well. April 23rd, which is next week, that's next Wednesday. I'm hosting an evening marketing session. This is just a simple, like I said, simple introduction of marketing 101. So if you have any challenges with marketing, you're not sure about the services, resources, technology, how to do X, Y, Z in command regarding marketing, I go through all of that during the evening session. So join in. If you have general questions too, this is the perfect time to say, hey, I just have a random question I want to jump in and ask. So that's going to be via Zoom. It's the 23rd. If you sign up, I do send you content ahead of time and I send you additional content afterwards. So when I ask for a sign up, it's really just to make sure I have a way to send you some additional information. So that's April 23rd. Also, one thing to know, I know this was something I posted recently, retractable banners. So like, there's a lot of different things, ways you can use a retractable banner. It's something that these are things we design and print. These are about $145 or $199, depending on the size. But
so the picture that you had on social media, which size was that?
that was the larger size, so 33 by 81. Right, so that's so all of these I believe are all 33 by 81. So I always recommend the larger size because it's like, you know, the other one, the smaller one is about 62 inches and about 5 feet. And so this one is larger. It could be used for your open houses, it could be used for your events. If you're tabling an event, you're hosting a seminar, whatever it is. In this case, someone uses it for trunk or treat. Like there's something that can be used for any and everything that you do. If you host a lot of open houses and you're trying to like create an experience when someone enters the open house, this is kind of a reusable marketing material that you can use. So I think I always recommend it can be used week over week and it lasts really long. So it's $199 is for the larger one, $145 for the smaller one, and we design it for you. So if you want custom design, whatever it is, you want a QR code, all that kind of stuff, we'll take care of it as part of the pricing. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you.
Let me click.
Do I get to switch it?
You get to switch it.
That's so awesome. I get to switch it because I have an announcement to make. I am not pregnant.
I was about to say.
Okay, no, we have an exciting new member that we've added to our team, to our MCA team. And I am really excited because this impacts my world and it will also impact your world in a positive way. So this is somebody that has moved down from Michigan very recently. She has experience in HR, doing in the PEO sector, experience working with law firms, and customer service experience. So I'm really excited and I'll have her come up. This is Jess Barker. Please give her a warm welcome. Come on. So Jess is going to be your go-to for all things MCA. She's going to be handling office space arrangements, communication with agents. We have a whole team that supports you. We have assistants that handle commission disbursements and checks, and she's going to help with the communication piece of that, agent training. And so our goal is that is the quickest, easiest, most accurate office to get paid when it comes to commissions. So any questions or anything that y'all want to say to Jess? Other than a welcome? Yeah, interrogate her on her first day. No, she's been here since Monday. So we are in training. So if you call in, you'll start to be directed to her through the MCA office. And she's going to be learning on the go, but she's super sharp and I'm really excited to have her. All right, thanks, y'all.
All right.
So she said she's got HR background, guys, so you have to start behaving.
That's exactly right. All right, awesome. Let's take it away. Let's kind of set the pace for this. We
All right, go
ready?
for it. Yeah, you can start.
Okay, so let me do a little disclaimer. This is not a political conversation. However, this is going to be a conversation that is very important for us to address. So that way you guys know exactly how to navigate what is happening whenever it comes to working with buyers, sellers, and investors in the market of the moment. So how we are going to structure the next 20 minutes is dive a little bit deeper into our local market and what we are seeing that is happening, as well as some of the impacts. And we are going to unpack a little bit of the reasoning behind those numbers. So Nimesh, start and take it away.
And, we were getting feedback and we got overwhelming information that you guys wanted to hear more about numbers and stats. And as much as I hate doing it,
we're going to go ahead and do it. So, you know, the biggest thing about navigating in the current economical climate is that it's all about perspective, right? And the thing that we've learned recently is that the consumer is actually is starving for information or counsel or advisors. That is evident now. Okay, so that's what's going to separate, you know, you from other agents, is making sure that you can be that trusted advisor, right? So that's very timely right now. So quickly, just going over some local-ish statistics to kind of just navigate the market and what is it saying, right? So this first stat right now is purely supply and demand. So it's days on the supply and demand. So we're talking about red is for sale. I know it's a little hard to read because there's a lot of info on here, right? So I'll just dictate it. Red is for sale, right? And then blue is under contract and green is sold. And it's easy to see these arrows that say like, okay, our inventory has gone up. Right? We are seeing that a little bit, right? Not by much, 14%. Yet under contract is down, sold is down. It's easy to say that. Is that what we're seeing in the market? Yeah, thank you, Akil. Walking billboard, by the way. All right, awesome. I love it, right? Yet, what's the bigger picture? Let's look at this. Okay, we have seen inventory, right? We have seen inventory go up, right? Yet what we're seeing here is look at the market data here, though, for under contract and sold. Yes, it was decreasing, right? Yet look at March. Is this evident of what we're seeing right now? We have under contracts that's risen. We have solds that have risen. In fact, if you look at under contract, it hasn't been this high since June of 24. All right. How many of you are actually seeing activity increase this month? I would hope there's more hands. Either that, you're not having enough conversations. Yeah, absolutely. We are seeing activity. Buyers are starting to come out and have more conversations. Sellers are getting a little more realistic about where they need to be from the price point, right? The challenge right now has been that there's been a bit of a gap, right, from seller expectations and what buyers are willing to pay. Does that make sense? People seeing that as well? All right, so let's keep going. This one is about months of inventory. It's a slightly different graph than the way you typically see it through HAR, right? But this is still months of inventory. What's a typical months of inventory from a difference between a buyer's market and a seller's market? 4, right? So 4 to 6 is a balanced market, right? Absolutely. And this is what we have seen months of inventory increasing, right? We had as inventory was raising. In fact, yet for one brief moment in November, we technically did hit a balanced market. 1 second, Mike, right? And yet we saw it still come back down. We are still, technically speaking, in a seller's market still, right? Yet the conversation is deeper. Look at months of inventory in March, though. As what we're seeing, it has
3.5
come down a bit. Yeah, absolutely, right? So we're still hovering around that spot. What I do also want to point out, this blue dotted line that's going is actually your average days on market, which we had seen, look at that, increasing. And then we saw a major spike in November. That's when we kind of crossed over. But here we are. Look at this. All right, in March. Days on market. Oh, what's the 36? Yeah. For which one? Yeah, that's what I'm dictating. So this graph is for days on market every month. Right here, 47. 47 days in November.
Yeah,
36,
3.5 months
34.
of inventory versus the highest we have seen in November of 2024, which we were at 4.8. Yeah, 4.8.
4.5.
Yeah, sorry, 4.5 months of inventory.
No, it's not
my
guys. I knew at the
contracts
minute.
too.
That's why I said it was going to be hard to see. Like, we got to dictate it. This is, if you guys have never used the program, which you guys haven't, the program that we get this off of, if you think Matrix is bad, this is just as bad. Okay, they need to update it. Okay? All right, so again, it's telling the story, right? That's what we're seeing. All right, and then lastly on this one, this is over the last 10 years, right? Quarterly median pricing, all right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up is that specifically here in Q1 of 2024, we have seen prices kind of balance out a little bit, right? They stabilized a little bit. While there has been a bit of change, it's not been much, yet it is in a somewhat downward trajectory, right? Again, that seller expectation is starting to come into reality, And the reality is that they are going to have to come down to what buyers are willing to pay. That is what we're seeing, because we're getting to a point now that buyers are not willing to cross a specific line, and they're flat out saying, like, nope, sorry, you can keep it then. Okay. Right here, it's actually Q4 of 23. Q4 of 23, yeah, because Q1 of 24 is slightly lower. Yeah. Yeah. And part of the reason why I wanted to have this slide, and Gary said it really recently, right? And we brought it up on Friday's mastermind where we had this similar conversation, is that when you gauge, since we've been tracking this data, right? Since we've been tracking this data, when you look at real estate in a 10-year span, in any 10-year span, it has never gone down. Right? It has never gone down. And when you look at it through a lens of a 5-year span, it's only gone down twice. Okay, so are we telling that story? And we're going to kind of dive a little deeper into that in a minute too, when we start having the conversation about having the conversation, right? Yeah. This data right here is Fort Bend. I just pulled Fort Bend to kind of give you the
last
idea.
12 months.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and do we have any more slides?
I've got the one about the market, but I'll bring that up in a minute. Yeah. Keep going. Go ahead.
Okay.
Say what
Well,
you're saying.
so one of the things that, why is this important and why we are bringing it up to you is what we are seeing, and I'm confident that you guys are seeing it. The consumer confidence was at all times low even before all this happened. Would we agree? Yes? And there are several factors that have an impact on the consumer confidence. What are some of the factors? And please, again, this is not a political conversation. What are some of the factors that have a direct impact on the consumer confidence? Interest rates, yes. Affordability, what else? Stock market, yes. What else? Tariffs, okay. Well, no, great conversation. What has happened last weekend? Like whenever we look at, now think of the news, whenever you turn on the TV, tariffs, yes. So with the tariffs, what did the stock market do?
Whoa, crashed? It went down significantly.
It took a dip, right?
Yeah.
And then what happened right after that, from Monday night to Tuesday? Yes, why? Because of the 90-day extension.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it does not matter if you are expert in stocks. We have to have an overall understanding what is happening across the country. Do you know what is the percentage of adult Americans that have invested in the stock market? Nationwide, guess. What's the percentage? 20, 52? Anybody else? Any other guesses?
75, okay. That have invested.
Adult Americans that have invested
in the market.
In the stock market. 20? Okay, it's actually 62%, excluding 401ks, according to the Gallup Institute. It's the highest it has ever been. So do we all agree that most likely either you personally or you have a buyer, seller, or investor that is being impacted by what is happening? Yes. Do we all agree that we need to be able to navigate the conversation? Do we all agree that there's a lot of fear? And the fear is for several aspects, especially here in the Houston area, as one of the most diverse cities in the United States. It's the immigration. What has happened with FHA and the immigration announcement? What else? Yes, exactly. That is exactly correct. Would we all agree that in a Houston area, there is a major impact and a lot of fear? Shoot, do you know somebody, or maybe a neighbor, or maybe a friend, or maybe your extended family, maybe your direct family that might be fearing right now if they can even stay in this country, right? If it's not directing you directly, it's impacting maybe some of your clients or their families or their friends. And it's important for us to be able to have that conversation and educate ourselves how to navigate that conversation whenever it comes to real estate. Again, this is not a political.
No,
this is
but
just
I think
being aware of what is happening, right? So How do we address it? Well, a couple things. You as a real estate agent, number one, we got to increase your skill set. Are you able to handle the objections at the kitchen table when somebody tells you, oh, I was thinking about listing my house, but now I'm going to wait because of the tariffs, because of X, because of the market? What is your answer?
Well, I want to expand on that a little bit, right? Because what is your answer? And would you agree that it's not as simple as those questions, right? And so you have to be able to ask the right questions and enough questions. Because again, as I started, it's all about perspective, right? In case in point, in the market, there's a lot more questions to ask than, oh, the market went down 3,000 points in 4 days, right? So one of those for me, and just as an example, because Chris Lisak shared this, so if he's on, then thank you. But I thought this was just great, even though it's kind of in jest, but it still shows clarity, right? So a question is like, okay, I understand the market's gone down 3,000 points in 3 days, yet how long have you been in the market? Because it's about perspective, because this is what we're panicking over, this bit right here. Yet if you got in the market 2 or 3 years ago, well, your portfolio has absolutely increased significantly. So it's gone down a lot less than it's gone up. Okay, so it's about it's mostly fear talking, or what have you done for me lately, right? We're in a immediate results environment, so it's short-term thinking.
Well, and it's also the media talking, or
Absolutely.
maybe I'm not an experienced investor and my stock portfolio is using the Robinhood app. Is that the name of the app, right?
Yeah.
So that's me being an investor in the stock market. So the immediate reaction is fear. And that is think of, again, 62% of adult Americans is, let me pull the money. Let me pull the money because of panic. And now what are the people going to do with the money they pull? They're going to be looking for safer alternatives, which that's, again, where you come in as an opportunity. Do you have the capability and the knowledge to advise your investors in today's market? Where and why are the right places to invest? Do you have the data? Are you able to handle the objections? See, have you heard that statement that there is an opportunity in a down market? Yes. If somebody else is going to make that statement one more time without explaining exactly how, I'm going to jump out of the window, because I see it all over the news and articles and a bunch of people advising, but where is the opportunity? Like, show me where. How do I take advantage of the opportunity? So let's take a minute as a real estate agent. Where do you see the opportunity right now? Shoot at me a few examples. Okay, good. So advising international clientele that are moving here. What else? Yeah, state to state. We already said investors, right? The opportunity right now is with investors. Do you have relationships with wealth building companies, with finance people, with variety of bankers? Do you have a relationship with neighborhoods that have been sold at lot value only? See, Santerra right now had a conversation with one of the signature agents, Teresita Enriquez, and she said, oh my gosh, I have received so many phone calls. Their monthly payment went from $2,700 to $4,100. They cannot afford it. Whew. Are we equipped to have those conversations? Because of the taxes, they've been sold at lot value.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day, but yeah.
And yet, right, that's the opportunity. That's what we are talking about as an opportunity. So going back to your skill set and being able to handle the objections. Number 2, pipeline. You gotta have a larger pipeline. We gotta tailor to the market of the moment. If you've been previously just a listing agent, I know it's not the favorite statement to probably make according to Shift Tactics 7, and yet we might have to look at working with buyers again to tailor to the market of the moment at this time, to position ourselves in a way when we can still achieve our GCI goals. So skill set, activity, and then the third one, There are three types of agents right now that I see across the country. Number one, I like to call them the fear agent. Oh, this market sucks. It's 2008 all over again. This is terrible. You're absolutely right. My listings are not selling and everything's going to be terrible. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a real job. Let me revise myself. Number two, it's the la la land agent. Oh, everything is going to be okay, honey. We have survived 2008. We're going to survive it all over again. Let's just, let's just lock arms and it will be okay. It's the la la land agent. And then it's the third one that I would love for all of us to be, and that is the real estate professional. What do I mean? We address the market of the moment. We educate ourselves on what is happening, acknowledging what is happening, and advise our clients on what is the best outcome whenever it comes to their selling properties, buying, or investing in real estate, and making sure that we know what are we talking about. But now let's flip.
I got a couple of things on
Yeah,
that
go
just
ahead.
to add, right? Because the reality is that buyers are more cautious right now, right? They are not inactive. All right. Market numbers just showed that. Buyers are cautious. They're not inactive. What they're looking for is expert guidance. And the numbers prove that. For a buyer that's well informed, they're 38% more likely to make the purchase. Okay. Now, fear needs to be countered with clear perspective and information. Okay. Now, these are some of the notes I have. So how can we protect ourselves? We talked about being able to advise them accordingly. Now, in countering fear with information and statistics. So what typically happens when the economy is rough or the markets are not doing well? Where do people start putting their money? Real estate. That's what so typically real estate markets start trending up when everything else is tough. Okay? So when people say, "Well, I'm going to wait," well, what are you waiting for? Because history has proven that the longer you wait, the tougher it's going to be for you. Now, saying that, would you agree that we're in an inflationary environment currently? Absolutely. So are things going to be more expensive now, or are they going to be more expensive 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road? You pick any date at that point. No, right? Down the road. Absolutely. History has also proven that. So does the dollar have more buying power now for you or then? Absolutely. So what better way than to, for example, lock in for 30 years with the dollar that you have now? Right?
But that goes back to perspective matters. Let's flip it a little bit and let's talk about you as a real estate agent. Because I think that's, very, whoa, what happened?
Well,
My
you want
slides.
other slides, right?
Yeah, let's swap our slides for a minute. So we have already determined and we have agreed that for our clients, this is emotional market. Would we agree? Inflation, immigration, high interest rates, what's happening politically, stock market, tariffs. I mean, I can continue on and on and on and on. It's scary. There's a lot of fear up there. And you know what? As I am consulting a lot of you, I know there's also fear that you are feeling. Like, oh my gosh, am I going to survive this? Oh my gosh, I'm collecting all these listings. They're not selling. What do I do? Oh my goodness, I haven't been in a business in 2008. What if I fail? What if this is not going to be my best year? What if I'm not going to hit my number this year? There's a lot of fear. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit, the fear of failing and how do we break through to achieve success. So there's a once a month, I guess, event that is happening virtually with Chad Himes out of Utah, and it's called Achievers Roundtable. And so me and Rui hop on that call, and there are a lot of accomplished executives from a variety of industries. I was in a group with a very accomplished dentist in New York that has 35 locations, bankers, speakers, you name it. And you know what? They're all feeling the same. Questioning their jobs, questioning if they are going to succeed or if they are going to fail in today's market, because everyone is feeling it. So let's talk about it for a minute. Why do we fear failing? Well, it's a universal experience that can either paralyze us or propel us. And that's what our buyers right now are feeling. They're paralyzed. Would we agree? That's what some of our sellers, the commercial market, is feeling. They are being paralyzed. Well, today we will explore how to reframe the fear of failing and use it as a tool to success. So let's just for a minute, pay attention. Let's look at the psychology behind fear of failing. What are some of the root causes of the feeling, of the fear? Every single one of you experienced it. We experienced it early on as kids. And now in real estate, right, it can be like, oh my gosh, what if I do this farming and it doesn't work? What if I build up this big team, but it's not going to work? What if, anyone, or is it just me? So what are the root causes? Well, we want this to be perfect. It's a self-doubt and it's a fear of judgment. What if I fail and then people see that I failed? What if I get embarrassed? Some of the fear triggers and avoidance behaviors are holding us back from opportunities. So here's the reflection question that I would love for you to write down. And anytime you have, as we like to call it here at KW, Drunk Monkey, is how has fear of failing impacting my choices? How has fear of failing impacting my choices? Now, Serena Williams, everybody knows her? Yes? What do you know her for?
Tennis, for sure.
Do you know her as a winner or do you know her as a loser?
Winner.
Oh, as a winner. Well, that's interesting because she did win 23 Grand Slams, but do you also know she holds the record for the most unforced errors in a single tennis match? Well, she's not known for that. And yet, if she had the fear of failing, that result would not be celebrated today. Let's look at this one. What is he known for? Okay, yeah, won 7 World Series. But do you also know about the strikeouts? Well, is he being celebrated? Yes, for the wins. What about LeBron? What do you know about LeBron?
Wrong. I don't love you.
LeBron.
LeBron. Yeah.
LeBron.
There you go.
Better?
LeBron. Come on. There you go.
Language is
We are
here.
never going to let that down, by the way. We'll always be LeBron. Yes.
LeBron. So what do you, thank you, ESL followers.
The brokerage of the ESL.
That's exactly right.
That's our tag.
So what do you know him for? Yeah, but do you know him for wins? Huh, but do you also know that he holds the records for missed shots? Not known for that. All right, what about him? What do you know about him? The GOAT, okay. Well, what do you know? Okay. But do you know how many times he failed? We don't necessarily talk about it. He holds the record. All right. So, look at it. These are 4 world-class athletes who were not afraid to fail. Did they fail along the way? Yes. Look at some of the top real estate teams and agents that you know in today's market. Doesn't matter if they've been in the business for 20, 30, 50 years. Would you say they have failed along the way? The answer is yes. They got up, they rebuilt, because that's what we do. So this is something that I want you to put in a consideration. Now, see, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone. Let's take a minute and let's listen. Nope. Let's listen.
You will never succeed more than you fail. That's not how it works. You know why? Because failure is a wonderful teacher. It's the only way to learn. You have to fail. Failure is a part of the process to becoming successful. I tell people this all the time. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player in the world, he took 946 game-winning shots. He has missed over 700 times, but he has made 146. You know what they write about? When he make it. They write about when you make it. So guess what? When you get through failing, all you got to do is make one. Shit, who you know that gets it right all the time? That's impossible. You have to fail. Matter of fact, when you fail, be glad about it. Every time you fail, you're one step closer.
Yeah. What is the key mindset? Every setback carries a lesson. Why do we study the numbers? Why do we study what does it mean? So you can learn the skill set just like those athletes do. So you can become better. And every time you go on that listing appointment and say, sorry, we're going with somebody else, you're closer to the next one, and you are going to improve your conversation, which is going to improve your conversion ratio. Same thing. All right, let's look at this one. Let's take a minute.
There is no bigger moment that changed my life than probably stumbling upon the Theodore Roosevelt quote.
Let's hear it.
It's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done it differently. The credit belongs to the person who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred with sweat and dust and blood, who strives valiantly, who comes up short again and again and again, who in the end may know the triumph of high achievement, and who, when he fails, he does so daring greatly. That's when I learned that if you're going to be brave, you're going to fall.
So anytime you have the thought, what if I fail? I want you to swap it in your mind and ask, what can I learn? What can I learn? See, my friends, there are going to be a lot of agents that will get out of business. We already have seen it in the last 12 months, and it's not going to stop. And you have a choice right now, is to allow the fear to get the best of you, or to choose to improve your skill set, adjust to the market of the moment, and have the right mindset of the winning athletes. So, we say that action overcomes fear at all times. Action overcomes fear at all times. Start small. So take micro risks that it will build a resilience, right? Because all of a sudden you can be like, well, I'm going to do this and this and this at a high level. And then the feeling's going to start and the rejection's going to start. And yet, if we don't have the resilience to fail, which equals learn, it might overcome and, impact our decisions. So develop a habit of stepping outside of your comfort zone. Identify one action today you have been avoiding due to fear and commit to taking a small step forward. So I want to take a minute and hear from you guys. What is the one action you have been avoiding due to fear in today's market that you are going to go ahead and commit to taking a small step forward? Come on, let's make it a real conversation. Miss Linda. Ooh.
Having to adjust their expectations of what they can get for their house.
Yes.
And the condition of it.
Love it. For those of you online, what Linda said is having the difficult conversation with the sellers about the condition of the house and pricing of the house. All right, Akil.
Long time to do postcards, and I just ordered 10,000 postcards yesterday.
All right,
Okay.
fantastic. Sending 10,000 postcards.
Mind
What
shift.
else? Social media. Okay, what else? Okay, so what is the one action you're going to take?
Just be more aware of what's going on and talking with them about it. What they could do and what, educate them more.
Yep.
Educate the buyers
Trusted
more.
advisor.
Really good. All right, one more. What is the one action you have been avoiding due to fear? And what is the small step you're going to take? One more.
Hi, this is Tiffany on Zoom. I would say instead of like overthinking, moving forward with a marketing plan and seeing if it works, and if it doesn't, making adjustments. Okay.
Yep, love it. Awesome, perfect. Well, so a couple things, right? Let's look at this quick video. It's a little snippet.
If you let failure define you, then failure's always going to define you. If you look at failure as the good Lord giving you an open door to try to be something better or to try to go a different direction, then failure's oftentimes it's a good thing.
Yep. So, all right, we are going to shift our self-talk, replacing the self-doubt with empowering beliefs. What can I learn? We are going to redefine the success. We're going to focus on the progress, not perfection. And then surround yourself with growth-minded people, because their mindset will influence yours. I go back to the 3 types of agents: the fear agent, the la la land agent, or the real agent. You choose who is part of your inner circle. And then just practice. Each setback is a little rehearsal for success. The choice is yours. Thank you so much for joining us today. I would like to invite our business partners. So let's go ahead and give them some attention. Right, Dale?
Thank you. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. Kind of on the note of what we're talking about in regards to failure or what's going on in the market. How many of you are working with first-time homebuyers? Lots of you, right? How many of those first-time homebuyers have money invested in the market and are making up a reason to be concerned about what the market's doing? I want you to think about that. I'm a first-time homebuyer. I'm probably scraping money together for a down payment. I probably don't have any money in the market. Did I really get impacted by a $3,000 loss in the stock market? Probably not. So I want you to have that conversation with these potential buyers. What is holding you back from buying? Well, I'm concerned about the economy. Do you have a lot invested in the market? No. Well, how about if you start your investment future by purchasing a house? It's one of the best investments you can make. And historically, we've seen incremental growth, as Nimesh's chart pointed out for you. So think about the perception of what someone's looking at. We need a great place to raise our family and for our kids to go to school. We need to choose a home. Additional, how many years have you rented? How much have you paid over your lifetime as a renter that you have nothing to show for? These two questions are huge and might be what can get your buyers over the hump to make a commitment to move forward with buying. Regardless of what the economy needs, we're either going to rent a house or we're going to buy our own house. There's two distinctions, period. It's real simple. So let's simplify that. We would love to have the opportunity to work with some of your buyers. Please get them to us. Tomorrow we have a class for mortgage. We're going to talk about affordability and payments and give you the information so that you can help your buyers determine exactly what their payments are. We'd love to see you at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it, buddy.
Good morning. I'm Deborah McGuire with Orbit Title downstairs, and I was going to spend a couple minutes today telling you about this amazing AI and social media class that we have scheduled for May 8th, but Brad poo-pooed on that. So I'm going to work on getting it rescheduled because I think it's more important for you guys to be volunteering on the 8th with Brad at Neary's place. And yeah, now I will be there. And so I'll get that rescheduled. I'll send that information out in an email and I'll bring some of that up here as well. But I hope you guys will attend. And again, it will not be on May 8th. So we'll get that taken care of. But y'all make it a great week.
Thank you. All right, that's what we got today. Okay, awesome. Hey, I will just end with that note, right? The significance of Red Day for us and in our company, right? It's a big part about what makes us is our culture and our giving back, give where we live. So understand, and just as a quick reminder, that is a day that we have pledged as a company that we will put down business to give back. I understand that in real estate, it's 7 days a week, and it is not 24/7, by the way, but it is 7. I understand it's 7 days a week, and yet please be mindful of that. Do your best, do your absolute best to adjust your schedule and to give that day. Okay, so all right, make it a good one. Online, we'll see you soon. Those of you that are here, enjoy lunch. It looks good. I think it's different today.
Alrighty, thank you guys.
Thanks for a great meeting, y'all. Bye-bye.
See you guys. See you online.